Nice. Okay, so every year, NBA 2K player ratings is the subject of many discussions between fans and players. What can you tell me about the ratings? How do they do that exactly? Why Nikola Jokic is 98 and Giannis Antetokounmpo is 96? Do you know the secret calculation?
Yeah. So there's a lot of mini attributes that go into the overall rating. A lot of things that happen on the court that they can prove out with their play. You know, whether that's their shooting percentage or averages and, you know, points, blocks, assists, all of that stuff. And it goes into one big formula, outputs a number. We have an amazing ratings team, including Michael Stauffer, who's worked on it for years. Ultimately, it's based on a large enough sample size where they've really affected their play. In Nikola's case, to be a 98, obviously he had a tremendous run in the entire playoffs that culminated in a championship. He's already won the MVP a couple times. He was in that conversation again for this past year. We assume that he'll be in the conversation yet again this next year. So a 98 just seemed like the right place to put him, coming off all of his tremendous recent success. And yeah, so 2 steps ahead of this big lump of guys at 96. It makes a lot of sense for him to be kind of head and shoulders above the rest of the game.
Yeah, I saw you open a letter with Victor Wembanyama, the French phenomenon in France.
Yes.
We can't wait to see him play on the courts. And you delivered the news to him that he was 84 rating. For a rookie, how do you rate a rookie who haven't played 1 second? How do you do that?
I mean, it's definitely difficult. We don't have a sample size against the top level of the NBA. You know, we got a lot of film of him playing overseas and then in summer league, and you know, taking those steps and putting up tremendous numbers all across the board. But ultimately, we have to speculate. And in his case, we speculated that he's going to have a tremendous beginning of his career. And 84 is the highest 2K rating we've had since we kind of changed the formula when Legends were introduced. And so we're really making a statement. I mean, we talk about head and shoulders, the highest rating in the new ratings era. You know, before this was an 81. Zion and John Wall had 81s as number 1 picks themselves. We're really expecting a lot from Victor on the Spurs. Like an 84 is a tremendous rating. It's equivalent to a lot of ratings of established stars. So we're really making a statement that we think he's going to be really good.
I can see that ratings can be a sensitive subject for some players, at least. Can you tell me one of your best story about an interaction, good or bad, with any player about his personal rating and yourself, like having a discussion and it was surprising to you?
Sure. Oh, well, I'll address the first point first. You know, the ratings is something that is a badge of honor for these guys. You know, like they've waited out their entire, lives to get into the NBA and then ultimately be in NBA 2K. And so, you know, they talk about it in the locker rooms. They compare themselves to their position and their peers, and it's a really big deal for them. This one just number at the end of the day. One of my favorites, and really was like kind of the kickoff of this whole thing, was when Hassan Whiteside on a Sunday ABC broadcast, you know, like in the middle at the end of a game, he'd done a triple double with no assists but with blocks, and so he put up a triple double. And at the end of the interview, they asked him, why did you have such a great game? And he said, I was just trying to get my 2K rating up. And then the next day he went on Mike and Mike, one of the big radio platforms here, ESPN guys, Greeny and Golich. And he had been bombarded with like celebrity DMs or celebrity messages on his post. And he's like, and I had DM'd him the night before. Just being like, you know, amazing, thank you for the shout. And so they asked him who was like the coolest person that reached out to him, and like of all of those people, he said me. And this was back in 2014, 2013, really before like this ratings thing was on the radar, and even I, was not as known in the wider entertainment community. And so for him to to say that that was that important was really cool and really put, like the whole ratings thing on the map.
NBA 2K is 25 years old. I think you've been the face of the franchise the last 15 years, something like that.
That's right.
And you're the one taking most of the blame by the 2K community for everything. They feel the game does something wrong or don't work like the way they want. You're the one taking the blame. I wanted to know, how does it feel from your perspective? Like, do you take it as part of the job, or would you like it to be different sometimes?
Personally, I think working on a franchise that's had that much success and sustainability to make a 25th year anniversary and really like only just beginning, I think getting to associate myself with that has been like the dream of a lifetime. It's been amazing. And, obviously any product that's consumer facing has its fans and critics. And, I think what's great is that people do talk about it every year, nonstop. I mean, ultimately, like when we change the game as much as we do on an annual basis, like people are going to have their favorites every year. So like, some people have like fond memories the first time they played 2K and their mind just goes to that favorite 2K. And so every future 2K is not going to live up to that, that memory. So, I think that's some of it. And, ultimately, like we just want to put out the best product we can and control what we can and, give people the best thing that, we're able to. And so we're really excited about 2K24, with some of the amazing features we've announced, crossplay, that rep is back, and like things like that, things that people really love. We have so much more news to come around Kobe and celebrating his legacy and a bunch of other things. It really is just an amazing package, and again, just speaks to us changing the game every single year in a way that just no other company does. And I'm just so proud of Visual Concepts, putting this much passion into this game for 25 straight years, and I'm just very lucky to be a part of it.
Thanks a lot, Ronnie.
Yeah, thank you. Always good to see you.